All right. Welcome, guys, to our live Q&A. Thank you for joining us today. We are in Florida. As you guys can see, it is beautiful and sunny out. And we wanted to come on to do a live, my hair's all over. To do a live Q&A to talk about our journey, to answer your questions that you guys have for us about being owner operators, owning our first truck, experiential marketing professionals, finances, anything you guys have questions about. So make sure you say hi, drop your name, where you reside in, what city you're living in, and all your questions in the comments, and we'll make sure that we go ahead and get to them. So before we get started and answering questions, T, go ahead and give them a little bit of background about our journey and the things that we've been doing.
So with our journey, we started off in experiential marketing. Jay and I are working together as CDL-A tour managers, working on the road nonstop for the last past together on tours. We've been about 10 years. I would say estimate 10 years, but totally from my experience, I've been in the industry for over a little bit, 15 years, experiential marketing industry. Jay, as far as you, how long you been in the experiential marketing industry?
I started in 2009, so it's been 11 years.
About 11 years.
And, yeah, and for those of you who don't know what experiential marketing is, essentially it's consumer engagement events. So we get a chance to engage with consumers tell them about a product or service in exchange for their feedback, whether it be a survey that they complete, a gift card, or even just getting more information as far as their perceptions on a brand. So if you go to Costco's, they do demos there. If you've ever been a part of a test drive, T, what are some other good examples?
So basically, it's experiential markets. We represent basically a lot of major Fortune 500 brands out there at events that you would see at sporting events, different type of events where you see a lot of people congregating or events happening. So that's where a lot of Fortune 500 brands execute their events, and we were the ones who are out there executing events, driving the big rigs or driving CDL required type of vehicles. Also driving the vehicles, but also executing the event too as well. Managing staff, ensure that labor is there. Also managing labor if there's labor part of it involved. So that's what experiential marketing incorporates.
And we both started at the foundation, at the ground level, right, as brand ambassadors. So we understand the industry from that standpoint because we've been able to move up to team lead, market manager, tour manager, and then CDL-A manager. And that's what prompted both of us to obtain our CDL-A licenses. And as far as that journey is concerned, we saw, a niche within the experiential marketing industry that, hey, if you got your CDL, there's more income potential. You get a chance to travel more, and you get a chance to stack your money and to not have to work a lot of different brand ambassador jobs. So Terrio actually got his CDL-A first, and then I followed suit a year later and obtained my CDL. And for us, obtaining that CDL was like the golden ticket. We were able to work more tours together and move into a different arena and a different level within the event marketing industry.
So just as Jay was saying, as far as essential, far as having your CDLs, when she was also she teaches experiential marketing too as well. But it's essential to have she was preaching at the time, it's essential to have your CDL license because it's essential to have, you're going to have these type of vehicles to move your products throughout your products or your event equipment throughout the experiential marketing industry. So it goes to say with the trucking industry, it's essential because guess what? Without trucks on the road, there would be no products on shelf. There would be no services granted out there. So it's essential to have your CDL. It was essential to have our CDLs in the experiential marketing, and it translated to now what we're into the trucking industry. And so with the going on to say with the pandemic happening in 2020, it shut down all the experiential marketing events because, of course, brands didn't want to take that gamble of possibly getting lawsuits or their clients or potential consumers possibly getting the COVID-19. So that's a safety precaution. Also, the state of the world that we didn't know what this COVID-19 thing was and how to manage it. So 2020 was that year for us to reset and pivot, and we pivoted using our experience from the experiential marketing industry, having our CDLAs and pivoting and becoming owner operators. And now we got our big baby right here, Team 100 Logistics. We created Team 100 Logistics, and we bought our first asset was 2017 Freightliner Cascade.
And with that being said, like T said, we bought our first asset. But even in the experiential marketing industry, right? With me writing, you do what? You guys haven't purchased it, make sure you go on Amazon. You do what? The Ultimate Experiential Marketing Guide. But I talk about the importance of creating multiple streams of income, right? And making sure you planning for plan B, C, D. To be honest, like T and I did not have. We were set. 2020, we had a tour lined up. We had booked this tour in February. We were ready to hit the road and continue our journey in experiential marketing. But like he said, once the pandemic hit, we were like, oh shoot, okay, how can we use our L's, our CDLs, and pivot into another lane, so to say. And this is what we saw was our most viable option and would generate the income and allow us to grow, and scale and create another business and another income stream. So we've been at it. We bought our but before we bought our truck, I will say this: we did work for some companies, right? Don't just jump out here. If you are looking at what we're doing to somebody else that might be a CDL-A driver and they telling you, oh, go get your CDL, buy your first truck and get on the road. No, it's levels to this. There's things that you have to make sure that you educate yourself on, that you do the research on, to understand what it takes truly to be an owner operator. And for us, we wanted to make sure that we understood the industry before we jumped out. So we went and ran and worked for some companies first, got our feet wet and worked for some companies to understand the load boards, to understand dispatcher, to understand what a BOL means, what LTL freight means, what TL freight means. We worked for somebody before we moved to this.
Yeah, but also what Jay said, if you do decide to jump out there, to me, you jump out there and what you put in is what you would get out. So if you're going to jump, just make sure you just do your research on that. So if you do decide, I'm going totally, I'm going to get my CDLs, I'm going to buy me a truck. If you're doing, just go ahead and do your research. We just took steps and safety precautions and before jumping in, we strategize before we actually go ahead and execute it. So we saw that by us having our CDL, let's go be drivers first. So not only let's go be drivers, let's go work for another company to understand. We work for two private owners, and we saw how they operate. And a lot of times, some of the private owners don't know really how to operate when they have employed drivers. So we worked from the driver's side, and we saw how those companies were how they operate, and we weren't pleased at all, and how they treated us too as well, because we're a team, and so you can maximize a team driver, especially two individuals who are dedicated, who will run hard, and we was willing to run hard, but unfortunately it didn't work out because again, they know how to maximize and they didn't appreciate us. So those are some of the things that you learn as a driver, and that's why we was able to take that learning experience from drivers now to own our own truck, and to in the future hiring teams too as well.
But we haven't, a lot of people ask me, Jay, are you like leaving the experiential marketing industry altogether? Like, are you guys going to still be in the industry? And yes, we are. We're going to continue to feed and be in the industry that got us to where we are, because we still love executing events, right? But because of the circumstances of the pandemic and the way that the industry and the country has shifted, we had to make a shift as well. And for us, this was the most natural shift for us to make. But we still love executing events. We still love experiential marketing. But right now, where we are with our business and the things that we're doing, the CDL-A lane and being able to become owner operators just made the most sense for us.
Also too, right now, experiential marketing is going to work itself way back, where it's going to be full out. Again, everyone is trying to figure out a way to how to do the testing on site and everything. So we're going to be still in experiential marketing. A lot of it going to be working behind the scene and consulting too as well, as we do work on as we do consulting in the experiential marketing industry. So more so of working behind the scene. And also we are still looking to executing events too as well, up on our own Team 100 consulting too as well. So we're still out here engaging with clients and potentially getting ready for events too as well. But like I say, with COVID happening, you want to make sure the safety precautions of everyone's health, not only for representing brands, for those who are going to come out there and engage with the brand. So we have to protect your consumers too as well. And now, hey, we're in Team 100. It's Team 100 logistics right now, so it's rolling right now. We getting that out. We have gotten that off the ground. Actually, we actually started in October, with Team 100 Logistics. But again, before we went out and we introduced to everyone else know, we just want to make sure that we have our foundation set. And now we have the foundation set. We kind of let the cat out of the bag and let you guys know what we're doing too. Stepping outside again, making that pivot from experiential marketing, tour managers to now to becoming owner operator of T100 Logistics and looking to hire in the teams in the future. And for you guys don't know what T and everything that we do, you always, and the team represents team. So Jay and I, we work together as a team. That's why with any brand or entity that we're going to create, from Team 100 Consulting to Team 100 Logistics to other busy entities that we're going to be doing shortly in the future, everything starts with a T, because we know from experience and working together, the T is so important. The T represents for team. So anything that you see with a T with our companies, it's going to be always with a T, because we know how important a team is, and camaraderie to be a successful business too as well.
That's a good explanation. Hey, he broke that down good, and he hit the nail on the head. Like, it is team 50-50, male, female, however you want to look at it. But like T said, it takes a team for anything to be successful. You can't just do anything on your own. But back to what he was saying about experiential marketing. Yes, we're not going anywhere.
And unfortunately, we come back over here in the corner with no one around to make this video for you guys. And of course, it's always a truck want to pull up and park next to us. I'm talking about we far away from everybody else. And look, he comes around the corner to park next to us. So let me show you this guy right here. This guy come right here parking next to us. And we are good ways from the actual where everyone else parked, but he want to come park next to us. But anyways, we'll continue with the video.
And back to what I was saying, I'm going to still continue to create resources within the experiential marketing industry. That is my passion, to help you guys, to feed you guys the information that you need. I don't get paid to do anything that I do. Tia tell you that, my blood, sweat, tears.
She don't get paid, but you guys are gonna have to start paying for her services. Honestly, I'm being real, because she's giving you guys great information, quality information, and information how to be successful, not only within the industry, but for you as a person too as well. So it's time for her. She's going to monetize off of it, and I'm going to push for it. And so all this free information that she has been given over the years is going to cost. But you got to think about it. You have to invest in yourself, and everything you have to invest in yourself for the knowledge, education, everything that you seek to obtain and pursue your goals in. There's an investment. There's a cost to everything. So that's why beginning soon, shortly, it's gonna be a cost for that, what she has been giving out, because she's giving you guys a lot out of her pocket too as well. So but
I'm not leaving the industry. And I all the resources, all the content, that is my passion, to help people, right? To help people find their skills, find their purpose, get solid about that, and excel and move into their lane, right? Because we all have a gift, we all have a purpose. So experiential marketing has been our gateway and our opportunity for us to find our passions, right? To start our own businesses, to create multiple streams of income, to become real estate investors. So we got to pay homage to our beginnings and stay humble, right? And continue to help you guys and feed you guys the knowledge. But it does come at a cost, and being able to ensure that you are able to feed the people your insight and your knowledge
and experience too as well.
Experience is important. So the insight, the resources will still be there, but we just got to switch it up in ways in which we do it. But you guys got to just, understand that. And with anything you do, like Terrio said, you pay for different services on courses or different things that you feel are going to make you more of an asset, right, to any brand that you're building, because we are all BWABs. We're all brands within a brand. So what do you need? What skills are transferable, and or what things that other people, other influential people that you may follow, what do they have for you that can help you generate your own business, right? And become your own solo entrepreneur or small business owner, because that's the name of the game right now. Like, The pandemic, if it didn't teach us anything else, it taught you the importance of having your ish together
and have various streams of income and ways you can make money through extreme measures that we went through in 2020. So if you was able to figure that out quickly, it was no issue for us. And for us, it was no issue for us because we figured it out quickly, and it was blessed that we have investment properties too as well. That even for those who reside in our properties, they didn't have any issues too as well because they were essential workers. A lot of our tenants were essential workers at the time, so it wasn't no issue for us, and it's kept the ball rolling for us too as well. But like Jay said, that we was in the experiential market, we was doing the right thing at the right time. We was investing, we was taking that money from the road and investing for our future too as well. And when the pandemic happened, it was easier for us to pivot, and that's with anything that you are investing your time into as well. So you may not go along the ropes that we go. You may go to a different route too as well. Start your own nursing facility or um, anything that's essential.
business.
That's essential, or business that may be essential that you were able to pivot from when you were in the experiential marketing industry too as well. So that's one thing that you can take is your own journey. You can take your own, make it into your own journey. We just decided, hey, take our CDL-As that we were able to get when we was in experiential marketing and turn it into an asset and turn it into a business. So that's what we were able to do.
And somebody asks, okay, what are some like transferable skills, right, that you need to excel in experiential marketing or even as an owner operator to buy your own truck? I'm gonna say this one. This is the first one, and T gonna come up with his own. This is all non-scripted, y'all. So organization, right? You got to be organized. You got to have your paperwork in order. You got to be a person that responds to emails on time. If a account manager or
Mhm.
a coordinator asks you for, please submit your resume, headshot, your information, you got to get that to them in a timely manner. No one should be trying to hunt you down to get information to you or to hire you for opportunity. You got to be organized. You got to know what time you're supposed to be at an event or where you're supposed to be to pick up a load, how much that load may be paying, how much you may be getting compensated as an EXP.
Jay, knowing your worth, like she was
Knowing your
teaching y'all,
worth.
knowing your worth industry in the trucking industry, you better know your worth of your truck too as well.
Yeah.
So
Go
those are some of
ahead.
the things
Go
I ain't
ahead.
even engaged on. But hey, I'm telling you, in the trucking industry, you have to know your worth too as well. And that was Jay. Jay was preaching that too. Self worth in the industry, exponential marketing. You better know self worth of your truck too as well, and how valuable your truck is. So if you understand that too as well, that's another thing you can transition. Another tool also in the experiential marketing you take from the experiential marketing is communication. Do you know how to communicate effectively? We know how to communicate effectively, and we took that in transition, even with the shippers, agents, everybody. We'll communication effectively, and they love that about us. So it was easy. So they were like, man, where you guys been? We'll never made a team like you guys. So the same trend, like I said, the transition was for easy because we was organized as tour managers and also creating team launch consultants. We was organized as a business too as well. We had our LLC, we had our T's crossed and everything.
And then,
So it was easy for us again to make that transition.
and then with communication, if you're gonna be running late to an event or you're gonna be running late to drop off a load, let that shipper or let that account manager or tour manager know. If you are having trouble with sourcing your event assets, or as a tour manager, if you're having trouble with brand ambassadors, right? Or if you are having trouble with, like you say, know your worth, the compensation is not equating to the amount of work that's been given to you. You got to know how to effectively communicate professionally with anything you do, right? Because you are a BWAB, you are a brand within the brand. So how you communicate and how people perceive you is all based on you, right? And the perception that you give people. So you got to be able to communicate effectively. You can't be, hey, shawty, hey, cuz, hey, what? You can't. No, it's a time and a place for all of that, right? Yeah. And you got to know when to turn that hat on and have fun, but also understand that, hey, you have to be professional as well. You got to run your business. You got to be a business, and you got to run your business as a professional business. Whether you work as an EXP, an experiential marketing professional, as a brand ambassador, you are a business. Yeah. Whether you are a owner operator and you have a truck and you're dispatching and you're booking your own loads, or even if you're working for a company and they're self-dispatching you, guess what? You are your own business. So communication is key. Right? You got to know how to effectively communicate. and when to turn it on and off.
Yeah, and not scared to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Some people be scared to say, "Oh, I may be late for an event," and they rather just show up and not inform your manager or anything. So when we have lows, we have to, if we want to be late, we have to inform them whether they be upset or not. At least you communicated though, and that's one thing they can say, man. They communicated with me in a timely manner too as well. So that's one of the things that you can take from experiential marketing. Take it now. Another thing also, if you're a tour manager, some of the things we taught you guys on tour, what you should have on tour, it's the same thing too as well on how you also how do you need to, excuse me, how you're able to fix anything on site. I forgot the term I'm trying to use.
You are a you can troubleshoot.
You can troubleshoot quickly on site. So same thing with my truck, with our trucks too as well. Are you able to troubleshoot? So we had a problem with the landing gear of one of the trailers. Guess what they did? I had to troubleshoot. So some of the skill sets that I came from experiential marketing, I used it on the truck. So if you was a tour manager and you was on your game, a CDL-A tour manager, and you was on your game, you take that again, that skill set, and you apply it here. It's an easy transition, and it's a lot it's even better on this side because guess what? I don't have to deal with managing brand ambassadors. I don't have to deal with account. I don't have to deal with account managers.
I miss y'all though. I miss you.
You don't have to deal with clients. You just deal with yourself. You and your co-driver, just a team, just working together, and honestly, it's a lot better on this side.
I miss y'all. I like both.
I like both too, but you don't have to deal with all the drama that goes along. I like first of all, I like executing events, but the drama of the people that sometimes go along with it kind of gets it kind of rub you the wrong way, and you be like, man, I'm tired of the industry. So honestly, kind of when 2020 happened, it opened my eyes to see other avenues too as well outside of experiential marketing. So to me, the transition easy. It was cool. I'm happy to see a new light into what we can do as a team.
And one other tip I would say, you got to have some business about yourself, right? You got to know your bottom line. You know, how much are you, if you're working as a brand ambassador or the tour manager, how much are you making a week or per event? And what does that equate to when you are managing programs or you're managing events? Are you making enough to be able to manage your finances, to be saving money, to make sure that all your bills are paid? You got to be able to look at your bottom line and understand what it takes for you to successfully run your business, either as a brand ambassador or even as an owner operator. And you got to have some financial sense and some financial literacy about yourself. You can't be out here blowing money fast, you know, thinking that just because you're a truck driver or owner operator and you booked this load for $2,000, that, oh, okay, I could just go ahead and blow that on some materialistic.
10,000 for us, 10,000
on some materialistic things. Like, you can't have that mindset. You know, financial health, financial wealth, financial freedom is important. So you got to make sure, whether you are hearing it from myself, because I preach the importance of financial literacy, because I have a finance degree, whether you are following Susie Orman, Dave Ramsey, whoever you decide to follow, find somebody that you connect with when it comes to financial literacy and finances, and make sure that you take those tips and you implement them, because you don't want to be out here working just to live. You want to make your money work for you, right? And practice smart money tips. I talk about that, and you do what? As an experiential marketing professional, and it translates here as an owner operator and as a truck driver. You got to be smart with your money.
Yeah. So also investing into this asset into the trucking industry, it was great too as well. So when you get those large sums ending of the week income, you got have a business side to how you're going to invest the money to as well. What tax strategies you're going to use in paying off the truck, and are you going to pay it off totally, or are you going to hold on to it, or let's use depreciation? So you got to have a strategy to everything with your income. Also, because we just entered into the trucking industry, I'm going to invest into educating myself. So on Instagram, this guy named Alex Good Energy. I've seen him on Instagram just giving gems and nuggets on informative information to be successful in the trucking industry. Guess what? I'm going to pay for his course, and I'm going to go through his course, and I'm going to learn some things I didn't know about the trucking industry, because guess what? I want to grow Team 100 Logistics, my company, my brand. So guess what? I'm going to invest in something. His course costs probably like between like
1900.
1900, 2500 for everything, or 2600 for everything. Guess what? I'm going to pay for that course because guess what? The return is going to give me off that too as well. So just as Jay was giving you a course to to educate you on to educate on touring, invest in you should have invested in that because what it would have gave you the knowledge to be successful in that. So those are some of the things that also when you are in the moment and you're generating that money, you have to make sure you also invest back into yourself, education wise, financially wise, so that you can continue to be successful and also grow into other avenues as well. Because guess what? Because we went we do experiential marketing, we do trucking, we come with another one. Hey, we do real estate investing. So we come after that. We come after this. We come with a larger entity. We coming with another entity too as well, out the trucking too as well. So we don't stop. We can't stop, won't stop. Like Diddy say, can't stop, won't stop. We won't, because we're gonna invest into more. A lot of times you see Jay right here speaking on videos and everything. A lot of times I'm quiet. I don't say too much because I do less talk and more action. You know what I'm saying? I'm about the action. I ain't about the talk. Everybody want to talk. I do this. I do that. No, I'm not on Instagram a lot, in which Jay want me to increase myself on Instagram.
Y'all want to see us, right?
They want to see the team. I understand you want to see the team, but a lot of times I don't say too much because I'm about the action. A lot of people like to do a lot of talking, like to be on Instagram, flaunting and everything. I'm just not that type of individual. But if you are, you know, saying, more kudos to you. But I'm not that individual to do that. So I'm low key, laid back. I'm about the action. So if you guys have other opportunities out there that you right now that you see in our video, and you think will be a good connection, and you have like good energy, Alex say, if you have good energy and you have a good aura about yourself, spirit about yourself, I'm willing to do business with you. But other than that, that's why you don't see me a lot of times on social media. But you're going to see I'm going to increase my presence on social media. I don't have a personal page. I just have a business page. So I'm about that business. So you want to holler about that business.
And a couple things that I like about Alex, the energy with regards to finances. If you want to live the lifestyle, you know, have the nice house, the nice cars, make sure you have an asset that pays for the things that you want. So for us, our asset is trucking. That'll pay for us to get another investment property or to start another business. Your asset might be working as a tour manager. What by you having that asset and having those skills as a tour manager, what is that going to help you obtain? Whether that is to become debt free and have financial freedom, to buy a new car, to buy a new house. So for everything that you want to obtain financially that you deem that's important, you got to have an asset that'll pay for that, right? To pay for that. I want to call liability.
Well, I would say if you want to splurge for that, if you want to splurge on yourself, so you want to splurge on yourself. Because everybody have a little luxury they want to invest in, so there's nothing wrong with it. Because every person is different. Some women like luxury bags, luxury this, luxury this. There's nothing wrong with it, but you just have to make sure our asset is paying for that. And so for me, my luxury is I like old school cars and motorcycles. So for me to have those toys, grown man toys, when you have those grown man toys, I have to make sure I have assets to pay for those. And I bought WB, that's Wealth Builder right here behind me. I bought her, and also looking to explore into the other avenues of business entities too as well, so I can pay for those assets. But also, that's a great gem too. That was Alex good injury. He mentioned too as well.
And then also something to keep in mind: your level of exposure determines your level of success. So what are you exposing yourself to, right? Who are you listening to? What is your Instagram, your social media pages look like? Who are you following? What business professionals are you connecting with? What avenues of business are you trying to expand to increase your level of success, increase your level of financial literacy or financial freedom? The people around you. Take inventory of your circle, because more than likely your circle is going to determine your level of success. Yep. So make sure that you are keeping like-minded people around you. If you don't have those people, it's okay to roll solo for now, but you working towards getting in the room and talking with those people, right? And finding the people that have good vibes, that are on the same path that you are. You got to be mindful of that, because what you expose yourself to will determine whether it's trucking, experiential, your personal life, your relationships, what you choose to expose yourself is going to determine your level of success at any area. So just definitely keep that in mind. I'm gonna look at some of the questions here. Male female balance, best combo ever. That's what that always happens. So we're gonna wrap up shortly in a minute. Someone said tips for being a married couple or working together. Before we go, what you got?
Tips for being a married couple. Well, we go through counseling. So one thing that I love that our counselor, she has taught us to better communication and listening to the other person too as well before you respond back, understanding what they're trying to say. So communication between us too as well. But our counseling, we go to counseling every month or twice a month. So shout out to our counselor. Should I say Miss Terry, because I don't know, they be having privacies and all this privacy and everything. Miss Terry, man, she made me a better man and a better person, so I can be a better husband, a better uncle, a better business minded person too as well. So with that counseling, it has helped me out too as well with our business, also being a better husband again. So we've been at this for honestly.
We've been married for 7 years.
Yes.
Long time, y'all.
7 years.
Yes. Together since 2011. So 10 years of knowing each other.
Yeah. And it was just naturally, everybody say, how do y'all get along, man? We just, for day one, we just naturally got along with each other. And I always say it was just God in it too as well. We just naturally just came together, man. And a lot of people, before I got married, people say, man, you'll know that's the right person. You just know, you just have a vibe about that. And it was a vibe about Jay, not only as being married, but working together in experiential marketing, man. It was just a natural vibe that we had together. We vibe with each other totally, spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially. And right there, I was like, I knew she was the one. But we do, and also together, we do have our battles. You have to pick and choose your battles. That's another thing. You have to pick and choose your battle as a team in a relationship. I know the LGBTEXY community, all of that, they're in relationship too as well, but they have to learn how to pick and choose their battles too as well. So in a relationship, you have to learn to choose how to pick your battles. And anything else you want to
Yeah, that's the counseling has definitely been a tremendous help for us. Understanding your partner, understanding their strengths and their weaknesses, and how you guys play off each other. You got to have somebody that's like-minded, that's equally that's working towards the same things that you're working to. Now, granted, like T said, we do have our battles. We had a little spit spat today about just business stuff, But for us, learning how to separate business from work and have that personal time has been important because we both hustlers, right? We both go getters. But we gotta, in the midst of all of that, continue to keep us, top priority. And I think that's something that Miss Terry, our counselor, has really helped us with. And just at the end of the day, understanding the importance of building together, especially if you found that one person that that, hey, this gonna be my ace, my ride or die. We're gonna be together. Know that it's not gonna be peaches and pretty. You're gonna have some rough patches. You're gonna have some hard times, which we do as well. But at the end of the day, I can look over at T, honestly, as my helpmate, as my husband, and be like, I would rather not be going through this journey of life with anybody else. We have our moments, but we get through this. You know what I'm saying? And we working towards the same common goal, and we have love at the core. You gotta have love at the core.
And a lot of also to us, for us, the T represents team, because we what makes us a great team. We always push each other. Jay will push me to be a better person in any avenue that I'm trying to do, whether it's fitness, financially, mentally, and everything. And I push her too as well. So we push each other and we compete against each other a lot of times. And sometimes we have a problem with that. We'll be competing with each other
on the basketball court. On the basketball court, stuff like that.
Yeah. But no, we compete each other about financially too.
Who saved the most money?
Yeah, and we compete in those areas. But guess what? It's making each other better. You know what I'm saying? Hey, she beat me. I like, man, I got to go harder. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what we do as a team. And again, like I say, everything, all our business, we put a T on that because it started with us as a team, and we know how essential it is. Just like trucking is essential to getting your products on the shelf and services out there, us as a team is essential too as well. So that's my little insight. Like I said, I don't be on social media. We can give y'all 35, almost 35 minutes
we
of
wrapping
insight.
up now. Yeah. And the last thing I want to say, you know, as we get ready to wrap up, if you guys enjoyed this, please drop it in the comments. Let us know, and we'll do these videos more in the future. But the last thing I want to say, guys, if you change your mindset, you truly change your life. You know, you really got to think about where you are thus far in your life, the things that you want to accomplish. Nothing in life comes easy, right? We've all had our challenges, our battles, and you may be going through that right now, and you may be saying, Jay, like, what can I grab hold to? What can you give me to motivate me?
Jay preaching that. Go ahead.
Just know that it's going to get better, right? It's not easy. But if you change your mindset, if you change your outlook, if you wake up in the morning, like me and T do, we wake up and we find 6 things that we are appreciative for with our deep breathing. We do meditation. We've implemented things to help us stay even keeled, to stay focused on our goals, but more importantly, just to have your mindset right. Because if you around negative energy and you always thinking negative, that's what you're going to attract. So make sure that your mindset is fostering positivity, is fostering good vibes, is fostering financial freedom, all the things that you want, all your goals, right? Make vision boards, write down your goals, have daily checklists, and work to accomplish those things. And I promise you, as you continue to move forward and accomplish those things, you're going to gain the confidence to keep going. But the first step is to step out there and to just go. We didn't know that 2020 would bring us the pandemic and for us to pivot into buying a truck. But we stepped out, buying a truck, excuse me. But we stepped out there and we did it. So let us be motivation to you. Let our story be a testament that in spite of everything, you can move into other avenues and be a multi-business owner and have multiple streams of income. You can do it. But it starts right here.
Also, people that surround you. The people that surround you, that's the number one thing. Yeah. And honestly, we don't hang around a lot of people, but we got a lot of friends though who are mentally like-minded too as well. They give us nuggets, we give them nuggets, and we bounce off each other. Yeah. And that's how it should be when you're trying to be self. Make sure that you're around others who are feeding you positive business information or your spirit too as well, and you feeding them back too as well, and it just works out very well.
Elevation requires separation. Yeah. Or to elevate.
Hey, we elevate. Hey, I'm trying to elevate a little bit more, man. I'm gonna tell you what I need. I need a Chevelle. I need a Cheyenne. I need a 7172. So if you got that, right there, I got everybody's attention now. So if you got a 7172 Cheyenne, Chevy Cheyenne, holler at me. I'm on a short bed. If you got a 7172 Chevelle, I'm looking for. I'd rather have the roof cut off too as well.
But before he get that, y'all, he got to get that assets.
Guess what?
Got to get the assets to pay for that.
And guess what? I'm about to do that. All right. So
all right, guys. We'll be checking in with you guys later on. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great week. Signing off, T and J, T100 Logistics.
All right. Love you guys. Good energy around the world.
Yes. Good vibes only. Later.